This is test number 2, and this time I'm not recording on my phone, so hopefully it's not focus hunting the entire time. So today I'm going to be running power tests on the B1s. Last time I only tested them at power of 10, so this time I'm going to be testing 10, 9, 8, and 7. 7 is the lowest you can go in high-speed sync mode on the B1s. So that's where I'll stop. I'm going to shoot at a 400th of a second, an 800th of a second, 1600th of a second, and a 4000th of a second. And to start, I will take an ambient exposure just to make sure that I'm not collecting any of the ambient light on my sensor. So we'll start with that. Totally black. So no ambient light at all. Test fire my B1s here. This is 400th of a second, f8, ISO 100. Eight hundredth of a second. 1600th of a second. 4000th of a second. Okay, back down to a 400th. I'm taking my f-stop down to 5.6. Going down to power of 9 on the B1s. And when I change power settings, I've noticed there's a bit of a delay on getting successful pops out of the cactus. So I've been firing a test flash just to make sure I'm firing, and that seems to work. So we are now at power of 9, 400th of a second, f5.6, ISO 100. Now sometimes, I don't know if you noticed that, but it seems like the flash is pre-fired, and I've noticed that happening a couple of times. And you'll notice I've got a black frame, so I can hear when it isn't synced up very well. That one was fine. And I've noticed that happening after a power change. So I don't know if that's something with the B1s or something with the cactus. It's probably a combination of both, because when I'm not using the cactus, I don't get that strange pre-dump out of the Profotos when I change power settings. It keeps firing normal, so something about the combination does that, and you'll want to watch for it. Anytime you're changing a power setting, first make sure that you're firing correctly from the cactus. Also make sure that you're not getting that weird pre-flash on the first shot. There have been times when I've gotten it on the second shot as well. So I don't know what that behavior is coming from, but be aware it's there now. I'm sure maybe with firmware updates or something it could change. So this is 400th of a second, f5.6, ISO 100. Misfire. Okay. 800th of a second. 1600th of a second. 4000th of a second. Back down to a 400th, going down to power of 8 on the B1s. I'm going to check for that weird pre-flash. Nope, looks fine. Oh, and also I'm going to take my f-stop down to f4. Misfire again. And so see, the cactus seems to be, there it goes. So I'm not sure what it does right there, but it seems to pause or sleep or something. But once it's restored, then it works fine. Yeah, so 800th of a second, 1600th of a second, 4000th of a second. All right, so now we'll go down to power of 7. And so see that delay right there? Okay, yeah, seems fine now. So this is a 400th of a second, f4, ISO 100, power of 7 on the Profotos. 800th of a second, 1600th of a second, 4000th of a second. So I'll get these files uploaded so you can look at them. I'm just going to scan through them really quickly here. So when it works, I mean, the frames that are exposed are perfect. I mean, they're so even. They're very even. So functionally, I'm very happy. But this weird delay, so see, it's not delaying at the moment. I don't know what causes the pause, but there's a pause sometimes, and I've even run into it even during this test. I'll run into that pause when I'm not changing power settings. It'll just pause. So it's not doing it right now. So I don't like it when there's a variable like that and I can't account for it. But at the same time, this functionality is pretty valuable to me, so I can put up with that because I don't do a lot of like fast action type of shooting. I'm usually freezing motion, but it's very planned and intentional, like dance photography or sports, things like that. So I can repeat shots, I don't know. But I hope that sleeping, pausing issue, either I can understand where it's coming from so I can adjust something and change it so that it doesn't do that, or if it's firmware, if it's a software problem, that it can be corrected in the firmware. So we'll see, but I'll get these files uploaded so you can see them. And someone had mentioned putting a model in the shots, and their reasoning was to check for ambient light, but I took my ambient light exposure at the beginning to make sure I was fully black, and I'm fully black. So that should take care of that concern. I prefer not to have a subject because I'm looking for evenness across the frame, so I want to see a pure white, planar, evenly lit subject so that I can detect any anomaly. So anyhow, I hope this test helps. Keep shooting, enjoy shooting, don't forget to have fun, and we'll see you on the next one.